Mudbugs fans, welcome to another edition of our Shreveport Mudbugs Media Luncheon. Mudbugs finish off the regular season at a record of 37, 16, and 7. It's good for third place in the South Division. They'll take on their arch rival, the Lone Star Brahmas, this Friday and Saturday. Best of 5 series. Games 1 and 2 will be at the NITech Sports Center. 7:30 puck drop Friday and Saturday. We urge you to make the trip. Come on out to NITech Sports Center. Enjoy the games. Of course, they'll be on Hockey TV. And you can also listen live on mudbugshockey.com as well. I want to remind our fans, purchase your tickets for Game 3 of this series, which will be April 28th, the following Friday here at Georges Pond and Hirsch Coliseum. We have lots of fun stuff coming up, including a Brahmas burger, which is going to be on sale along with a junior Brahmas burger. So it's going to be lots of fun. Coming out for great food specials, lots of fun. And of course, Bugs apparel at Swamp Shack is on sale. You don't have to wait till game day. Come on out during business hours, 9 through 5, and we will take care of you. And come on out and get them while the supplies last. Mudbugs coming off a split series against the El Paso Rhinos, dropping a 4-2 decision on Friday, and then shutting out the Rhinos on Saturday. Here to talk about last weekend's series against El Paso and the upcoming playoff series against the Brahmas is Mudbugs head coach Jason Soupy Camp.
Hello.
I know Canadians do weird things like eat French fries with gravy and potato chips, ketchup. How would you dress your Brahmas burger?
Everything on it, I guess. I love burgers. I love them. But just like I used to hate Big Macs, but now I love them. I'll put everything on it. The more flavor, I guess my taste buds are faltering on in my old age. So. As you can tell, I'm not missing too many meals lately.
To have the split, disappointing, but to finish the regular season the way you guys did, felt like it was a microcosm of the success you guys have had. Great goalkeeping that we've seen from Bushler all year. Just carrying that momentum into the playoffs, how important was that for you?
It was good. Yeah, it was disappointing to get a split, but at the same time, a lesson learned is you got to show up and you got to be ready to go right off the hop. You get down 3-0 to anybody, it's going to be hard to come back and win a hockey game, and we know that El Paso plays hard there, and they did all weekend long. So really, it was a great test for us leading into the last 2 games of the regular season into the playoffs. So we know Lone Star is going to be tough in their building, so we got to be prepared to battle right off the start. And Bush did a great job all year long, and so did Nico. Once the trade deadline hit and he got a little more opportunity to play, he stepped in and did a great job too. Stepped in on Friday night and did a great job and helped us have the opportunity to at least win a hockey game, but ultimately didn't happen. So happy with where we're at. We're in the playoffs, and that's exciting.
Are there any secrets left between the Mudbugs and the Brahmas at all?
I'm sure there's a couple up Fonger's sleeve and maybe a couple up Hilly's sleeve. I'm not, I don't have any tricks. So, but there's always a little something that'll come up, and you have to be prepared for anything. But for the most part, you just know it's going to be a good, hard battle, and should be a great series.
In the postseason, haven't had a lot of success there. Now you did win a triple overtime game. That was pretty important. But overall, not a lot of success there. A lot of those players, heck, I don't know if any of those players, well, I guess some of the players would still be there. Completely different teams, but what is the key to winning in that building?
You just gotta, they come hard. So you gotta be able to weather that storm a little bit and match it. As soon as that puck's dropped, they come hard on the forecheck. They play tough defense, so you got to find ways to press them hard and force them into making mistakes. And really, in my opinion, in that building, there's not a bad shot. So and because they play so good defensively, trying to generate offense is tough. So anytime you can get pucks to the net or towards the net, I think is a good thing. So, but ultimately, we just got to stick to what we've been working on all year, and hopefully we feel like it can be good enough for us to do some damage, and hopefully it is. We'll soon find out in this series, and just have to be a consistent hockey team against them. That's for sure.
The last few years, goalkeeping has been really strong for Lone Star and you guys, and that's continued again this year. How exciting is that for you to see that matchup play out over the next potentially 5 years?
Oh, it's really exciting because really, in even the way the season series has panned out, with the exception of a couple games, maybe like one goal might be enough to win a hockey game. You know what I mean? So that's a lot of pressure, and it's exciting, and it just goes to show like how good the goaltending's been, and how good the teams have been in front of their goaltenders too. And so, man, I'm fired up. Our boys are fired up. So I'm sure they're fired up on their end. Our fans are rip-roaring ready to go, and so really Friday can't get here soon enough.
Feels like this playoff push, feels like there's a little more excitement from you this year. Is that the case?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I can't remember last year. I remember it a little bit, but it's just, everybody's excited. It's just a new season. As long as the season is, once the playoffs get here, it's just a new season. So it's almost like everybody's coming back to town again. At the beginning of the year, and everybody's fired up, and so are the coaches. It's just a great opportunity. Like, when you get to play in the postseason, it's such an opportunity that you're one of the teams left vying for that championship.
Fonger sort of looks like Smith is a sixth skater with the way he plays the puck a lot. The other netminder doesn't really play the puck obviously as much as he does. Are there different game plans depending on who they're going to start, because they really have played sort of 50-50?
Yeah, there are. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag necessarily, but it's something you have to be aware of, right? And it's in the scouting that you do, and the video and all that kind of stuff. And we played him enough, and he's actually burnt us a couple times by playing the puck up the ice right away. So it is definitely something that we have to be aware of. But again, if Graham's in there, you just can't expect him not to play the puck either, right? So you just always have to be prepared for goalies that can play the puck or whatever, and hopefully we can counter that with defending it well enough.
I guess I should have told you first of all while I was watching. So it's not saying so. Secondly, home ice advantage in hockey. It just seems like it's not as big of a deal in the end result of the game as it is in football and basketball or whatever.
What was the first part of your question?
First part was just letting you know the phone.
Oh.
Second thing was home ice advantage.
Home
Seems
ice.
like it's that big of a deal in hockey as far as the end result of the game. I know it means something to the boys, means a lot to the fans. But last night was it 2 of 4 or 3 of 4 road team won?
Yeah.
So
Well, home ice, they get last change. So there's, having home ice is nice, But again, it doesn't guarantee you anything. But it does give you last change. There's little perks to it, obviously, playing in front of your home crowd, and if it goes the distance, you get that game at home, So there's little things like that. But really, the big thing is you get that last change, and you can match lines if you want as a coach, So, but again, if we're gonna make any noise in the playoffs, we're gonna have to win on the road at some point. So, it's just, we just have to bring our A game, no pressure, just go in and play. And then if we play hard and we do everything that we can to give ourselves an opportunity to win, the outcome might be that we win. The outcome might not be what we want, but we just have to put it all out there and see what happens.
Over the last couple of seasons, I asked this question earlier in the year. Playoff hockey we'd always ask, what about playoff hockey? Every night or every week we talk about playoff hockey. Well, there's playoff hockey now.
Yep.
Explain.
Well, it's just, again, you're talking about it, you're preparing for it, so really your game doesn't necessarily need to change. Like, there's nothing, that's what you're preparing for. So you can't all of a sudden, once you make the playoffs, start implementing all kinds of new things, it'll just confuse everybody. And so again, it's just stuff that you work on all year long, and now you just hope that what you've worked on all year, you hope that you're way more consistent than you were throughout the first 60 games of the season, and hopefully you just find it, and that team connection is there for as many games as it takes to put you all the way through to the Robbie Cup.
Everybody's banged up right now, but is there any big
No, just Sush still, you know, but he's getting there. It's just taking time. So no, nothing major going on. We're pretty healthy, which is kind of exciting, you know, going into this, because we're going to need everybody healthy, because I'm sure they're going to get banged up pretty quick.
Did you get the chance last night to watch the Stars game?
I did. I watched pretty much all of it, and kind of off and on with some of the other games, and then nodding in and out of consciousness once it went into overtime, you know. But I did watch it. It was Fonger was at the game actually live, so it was a pretty awesome game to watch. You know, back and forth, big hits. It was physical. There was some nice goals. Power play, special teams played a big role. You know, had a bit of everything last night, so it was awesome to watch that playoff hockey. Kind of get you in the mood. Maybe that's why I'm excited. I don't know.
Everybody asks, who do you have winning the cup? But is there a team that you don't want to see win the cup?
No, there's no team that I don't want to see. I picked the Islanders to win it this year, though. So, yeah. What? I pick them every year. Even when they don't make the playoffs.
Is that a years ago thing? Or is that what
Maybe partly, but they were my. I like the Leafs too, but you know, just growing up, when I was growing up, the Islanders were winning, you know, four straight. So as a kid, you're just like, man, these guys are. But I love Mike Bossy, Billy Smith, you know, guys like that. And so I had a Bossy jersey, and I love the Islanders, you know, and I have for a long, long time. So, but I think they are a good team this year too. Obviously they're in tough as well.
They always talk about whether athletes remember the great moments, or the winning moments, or the losing moments first. You know, a lot of people say the losing sticks with you longer than the winning sticks with you. 14 games against Lone Star in the playoffs at 7-7. What sticks out? A game like the triple overtime winner, or the way things ended last year?
Really, I'd say both evenly, you know, because they all just creep in every once in a while, you know, one or the other. But again, that's already gone and done, you know, but it still pops in your head. It's just we all do that with memories and stuff like that. But, you know, the way you feel when you win, you want to feel it again. The way you feel when you lose, you don't want that to happen again. So there's fire burning either way. And again, it's just a matter of hoping that you prepare your team the right way and they're able to go out and execute against a team that's trying to do the exact same thing as you. So she should be a good one, and hopefully I've got that good feeling at the end of this one, but we'll see.
You got some boys that are good.
No.
You got some boys that are going to be playing in the first postseason. What's your advice to them? What are your expectations for the guys on the ice for the first time in the playoffs?
Keep your emotions in check. That's what you have to do. Again, we prepared all year for this opportunity, and now it's just a matter of keeping your emotions in check and staying poised out there, because the energy is going to be high. You can just feel it, and it's a matter of staying poised with all that, with everything that's going on. It's another hockey game, but let's go out and do it.
How challenging is the plan for goaltending in this series, considering you obviously have two capable guys? Do you start Bush and ride the hot hand, or do you have a plan that maybe we're going to split weekends? How do you do it?
We'll take it game by game. You know, we'll see how the week goes, and then we'll have our starting goalie, and we'll be happy with what we choose. You know, we can go either way really, and I believe they could too. So there's 4 good goalies in this series right now, and so we'll put our goalie forward Friday night. We'll see how it goes, and then we'll decide if we need to play him again or get a fresh one in there, win or lose. Really, you know, it'll just we'll just see how it goes.
Go ahead, Sean.
I was going to double it.
Who was the emotional MVP back in your days when you were playing here in a playoff? And who on this team do you think is the emotional MVP during the playoffs that you hope to be?
Whew, nobody really sticks out. That's a good thing though to me. Like everybody just had a certain thing that they would bring to the table. You know, Farmer was a good energy guy. You know. Sprotter, you know, you had guys like Buck who could go out there and he's really calm and cool and collective, but could go out and knock somebody out if we needed him to. You know, the goaltending was just really poised with Kenny Carroll all the time, just a level head. So you just have guys throughout your lineup, just like we do right now, they bring a certain type of energy, a certain type of poise that makes your team what it is, and it's just not one person. So that's how I look at it.
Yeah, you and Lone Star are two teams that are very consistent every year playoffs. The other two teams, they're kind of in and out every year. One year they'll make it, they're not. What do you guys have think you have an advantage over the other two teams that's playing?
I don't know, maybe it's playing against each other, and like I said, the South Division, man, it's tough. It is tough, and any team that gets out of the South Division, in my opinion, has a really good opportunity of making some noise for the Robbie Cup. And we've just played against each other for a long time, and we're teammates for a while, and I guess part of that could be some of the culture that you bring with you, and that's been set forth before you, and he's kind of carried that tradition on there, and it's still here, and you can see it with other teams too. The other teams are just so competitive. Amarillo having to win 9 in a row to get in, and so that's a good hockey team right there. Oak City, the season they've had has just been awesome, so, and the teams that didn't even get in, they were right down to the wire. So it's I just think it's really the competition throughout the year, and for whatever reason, we've just been fortunate enough to find a way to get into one of those four playoff spots, and I don't ever want to be left out, so we're going to keep plugging away no matter what happens this year.
Going back to that energy playoff guys, I think in the Stars game, as a coach, how did you watch what transpired, after the Dumba hit? Clearly they were sparked, the fans were incensed. I don't know if the players were incensed. Clearly it wasn't a headshot, but maybe it was late. Who knows? You could argue that all day. But it just felt like, especially after the Wild scored, Dallas had to do something. I'm not saying take somebody out, do something illegal, but it just felt like Minnesota had the momentum and Dallas needed that spark. They lost one of their best players, and the way it happened. As a coach, how do you make that happen? I don't want to say artificially, but Minnesota had the edge. How do you get it back in that instance?
Well, just kind of how Minnesota took it. You just have to answer that bell, and a lot of times it could just be a block shot. It just happen. It's circumstance, right? It might be a block shot. It might be a great forecheck. It might be a big hit. It could just be a power play where you don't even score, but you control the play and you gain momentum that way. It can just come in many different forms. And when now we have the luxury of video replay, right? So when you watch it and break that hit down, yeah, it probably was a little late. And yeah, he wanted to hit him, but that is hockey too, right? Like he's in real time, it didn't look late to me, but when you slow it down, yeah, okay, yeah, probably puck was gone, and this and that, and kind of Ludge did to him a little bit, but again, it is hockey, and it's unfortunate because it's a great hockey player there, but to gain that momentum back, maybe it's a fight, but it just comes in many, many forms. And again, that's the great thing about hockey or sports in general, that's just the momentum swings are crazy.
We know this series is going to be physical, but have you noticed that during playoff hockey there tends to be a little more leniency, or is that just kind of something that people say?
I really think it depends on the refs. I think it just depends on what they're calling at the beginning of the game, and you just hope that it stays consistent, calling or not calling, right? You just hope that stays consistent, and then maybe what you can get away with and what you can't. So I think it just varies from game to game, referee to referee.
Any more questions for Coach?
I got one more.
Stay there, Chet. He's getting antsy to get in here. He's getting antsy. Chet's hungry. His stomach's growling over there. I can hear it. And he's already ate 3 plates of food.
Okay, we want the inside scoop here because you and Wildfire have a relationship from being previous players. Is there an inside bet on who wins the series? Is there a dinner bet, or is there something along the ways on that?
No bets yet. We did talk yesterday for a minute, but there was no bets thrown out there yet. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of days. Fonger's a lot richer than I am, so I don't know. So I don't know. I don't know what I'd bet him. And I'm not giving my wife up, so.
That might not have to be a bet. Take one of his rent houses.
Yeah, well, maybe, you know. He'd probably leave me on a street corner somewhere, you know. No, he wouldn't do that.
Any more questions for Coach? Thank you, Coach.
You're welcome, Chet Yoder.
I want to remind our Mudbugs fans, this Friday and Saturday we'll have stick and puck and public skating from 6 to 9. So come on out to George's Pond and Hirsch Coliseum, have some fun. We'll have the game out on the big screen. Also want to remind our fans we have 1,000 tickets left for Game 3 on following Friday of this series. So be sure to get your tickets. Give us a call at 318-636-7094 or by logging on to mudbugshockey.com. Moving on to our player portion of today's Mudbugs Media Luncheon. He had a great series. He had 3 assists, created a lot of chemistry with Jaden Goldie and Drake Morris. Coach Soupy likes to call him the little water bug. First year Mudbugs forward, Nick Marino.
Thanks, Chet.
How excited are you for the playoffs?
Yeah, it's my first kind of playoff run, so I'm definitely excited, and playing Lone Star is even better. You know, just a rivalry, and can't wait.
What have you heard about playoff atmosphere in these kind of matchups?
I mean, I'm sure it's going to be a little more faster, physical. Like, their rink's definitely pretty rowdy, so I think we got to go in there and just kind of try to suck the life out of that building and kind of dominate the game.
In your opinion, how do you do that? As Soupy was talking about big hits, block shots, this and that, how do you suck the life?
Yeah, I mean, all of that's just good energy, you know what I mean? Blocking shots, like getting the bench going, that's huge. I think just dominating, shutting them down defensively is definitely going to get them frustrated. And hopefully that'll translate offensively. And just getting shots on net in that rink's going to be huge because it's a pretty tight arena. Yeah.
Smith, for them, the goaltender, he's been a Mudbug killer. It feels like every game, if you get one past him, it's a big deal. What makes him so good? What is it that makes it so hard to score against him?
I mean, he takes up a lot of net, right? He's really big. He's pretty composed. He's just pretty much a shutdown goalie all around. He's pretty good east-west. So we just got to get shots on net.
As far as the decision, whether it's beards, bleaching the hair, going with a mullet, obviously there's been a choice made. So if you could explain what's going on here.
Yeah, I got the mullet going. There was talks of the bleach hair. I don't think it ever went through. I think we're all shaving right before and just letting it grow out all playoffs. So I think that's what we're going with.
Is there anybody who doesn't?
Got the 3 stripes here?
Yeah, I think it's just like a hockey thing. I don't know.
Is there anybody who can't grow a beard? Like you guys decide we're not.
Yeah, there's some. There you see him right over there.
They're going to be looking the same.
Yeah, there's a couple. Hato, Murray, Zarski a little bit, Soupy. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, Soupy. Yeah, there's definitely a couple, so I'm sure they'll try to dye it or whatever, but yeah.
If you had to pinpoint what went wrong in the first 10 minutes Friday and what needs to happen so that doesn't happen again, because obviously the stakes are even higher in the playoffs, what would it be?
Can you repeat that? Sorry, I was just...
Yeah, the first 10 minutes of Friday's
Yeah.
game in El Paso. If you had to put your finger on it, what went wrong and how does that not happen again?
I just think they were outworking us. They kind of brought it to us. They were back checking really hard. I don't think we were moving pucks quick enough up the ice. I just think we need to make plays quicker so those guys aren't tracking back on us and we're turning pucks over. So I'd say just a little more simple. I definitely think we'll be ready to go this weekend. I don't think that's going to happen again. So.
Is there anything that, as a first-year guy, that you've asked the guys, like, what can I expect going into this? Or is it kind of just the same, as the regular season?
I think it's the same mentality other than you're just playing every game like it's your last, whether it's game 1, whatever. You're just playing every game, every shift like it's going to be your last.
How much have you enjoyed throughout your career when you step on the ice and guys look at you, they might be 6 inches taller or a foot taller and they sort of like, okay, and then proving them wrong? How much fun have you had that? How much fun?
It's kind of been like that my whole life, so I think just outworking the guy next to you, that's where it starts, and you'll get him in the end.
This might be the most important question I've asked in every one of these media lunches. Being a Miami Dolphins fan for life, a Marino and number 13. Why do you wear number 13?
I don't think it was because Dan. Hate to say it.
Dang it.
But
Chad, next.
definitely. I'm a Patriots fan too.
Have
But
people tried to tie those two together this season since you've worn
Um, I'm sure. I think I've heard it like once or twice, but I don't think that was kind of the memo behind it. But great quarterback.
Well,
No one's ever yelled laces out to you? Or
No, no.
So why do you wear 13 then?
I don't know. I like it. It's a good number. I like it. I don't know.
start going with the Marino.
Yeah, I'll just ride with that, I guess.
Any more questions for you? Thanks, Marina.
Thank you.
Moving on to our player portion of today's Mudbugs Media Luncheon. He set a lot of franchise records last Saturday. He got 6 shutouts in the season. That's most by any Mudbugs goaltender in the NAHL franchise. He also had 28 wins, which he just surpassed Devin Boback, who had 27 wins last year. So 28 wins made him the winningest Mudbugs goaltender in a regular season. Also, it was the most wins out of any NAHL goalie. His 6 shutouts is 1 behind Arthur Smith, who leads all goalies with 7 shutouts, so the two might be taking on each other in game 1 of the opening round. He's one of our leaders, second-year Mudbugs netminder, Simo Bushland. Questions for Simo?
Chet works so hard on getting your name and pronouncing it right. Does he do it right?
Yeah, it's decent. It's decent effort. Yeah.
How, you know, I know you guys want to lift the cup, but how important is it to, well, I shouldn't say forever because records are made to be broken, but at least next year when the record book comes out, your name is going to be there for the wins and the shutouts in the season. How important is that to you?
Important to me. I don't know. It just kind of happened. I wasn't really thinking about anything, and I got off the ice and the boys congratulated me. Kind of surprised me, but honestly, I hope it gets broken next season. It just means that the team's doing well. So yeah.
You were here with Devin last year, and the way he was playing, it felt like, oh, that record's going to stay for a while, and it stayed for less than a year.
Yeah.
Just what did you learn from him, and that it's led to your success?
Just a ton. I mean, just thinking back on his season, he kind of had a similar situation to me where we were kind of splitting at the start of the year, and then he kind of took over that role, and I kind of got the opportunity to learn from him, just obviously like on the bench a little bit more, but we were pretty close, and I was talking to him a bunch this year, and he let Chet know like he hopes I break it this year, and same thing next year. Like I hope Goich or whoever's here kind of takes on that role and breaks it again. Like it's just a good feeling to get, but also a better feeling that the team's doing well years to come.
do you feel any more pressure knowing what the other goalie is like in this situation? 7 shutouts, as you mentioned. Does it add any more pressure to what already comes on the goalie's shoulders?
No, I wouldn't say so. It's just more exciting. I think just goalie battles are what you like to play, and it's a more competitive game. You just know that stakes are a little bit higher when you let in a goal or he lets in a goal. It's like, all right, let's go, like bear down a little bit. I don't think there's any more pressure around it. Like at the end of the day, like the goal during the season was to score goals and beat the other team, and that's the same thing for the playoffs. So.
What is it like when you're in the zone? Like when you're pitching a shutout, what is the difference, I guess, from when you're not having a good game?
Sometimes it feels like there's no difference. Sometimes it just feels like you got beat on a good shot, where maybe when you get your shutout, they maybe hit you, or you're just a little bit more there. Sometimes it's a little bit of luck, but I don't really think there's much of a difference. Just sometimes the game just comes to you a little bit slower. You're making good reads, and just pucks are hitting you.
You're on the opposite sides of the ice, but is there anything that you've seen in Arthur Smith's game that maybe you've picked up on that you've tried to implement? Because I mean, feels like he's been in the league for 12 years now, and he's had a ton of success. Is there anything that you can see in his game that kind of translates?
He's definitely really poised. I think he reads the game really well. Like I was saying, I just think that's really good at kind of stopping shots. It's reading what's to come. I think he's really good at seeing the play develop and just kind of reading that. But same thing with Graham. Like he's a really good goalie too. So I mean, but out of Smith, yeah, I just say his reads.
In an article that I wrote earlier this year about you were talking about game 3 last year.
Yeah.
Where you would come in, go back and do game 1 and 2. Y'all were down 0-2. You came in 3. Your confidence level, you said, was very low at that time. Tell me how you've grown from that to this year, and now you're back looking at Lone Star again, kind of in a different position.
No, I thought my confidence was really high at that time, is what I thought I said. It was actually at like the highest it's been all season. I was nervous for that game, but I think this year I just have a bit more. I mean, obviously I've got a bit more experience than I did last year, so I have a bit more games to kind of fall back on. But I don't know how I'm going to feel on Friday night. Obviously, I hope it's good, but we'll see. I mean, I'm going to prepare as well as I can, and obviously have hopefully the confidence that I've had all season.
For years, we've talked about, I think, just from a skater's point of view, maybe special teams, how different it is to play in that building. As a goaltender, is it any different to play in that building, considering it's a little smaller?
Yeah, it's a smaller rink. You got to be, like, the bounces off the boards come a bit quicker, so you just got to be more ready. Big thing that Rich always tells me in that building is to just, work harder than you're used to. Just beat passes a bit more, and just the game comes a bit quicker. So yeah, just reading the game a bit quicker, moving, getting up, pushing, all quicker. Just like the game in that building is. So yeah.
Do you and Smith have any conversations or any communication off the ice, like goalie chat? Is there like a goalie Instagram account you guys slide into DMs with each other or something?
There's no Instagram account or a group chat, I guess. But I mean, I talk to him. I've talked to him since last year. He's a really good guy. I hate to say it, but no, he's a really good guy. He's good friends with Goich too, and after the games that we've played this year, we've had conversations on text messages, and just gonna be some friendly competition. But I don't even know how I'm gonna treat it this weekend, if I'm even gonna talk to him, or just this series, because at the end of the day, like, he's a good guy, but like I'm trying to beat him at the same time, and just his team, not just him. But yeah.
When you see how he plays the puck, how do you look at it as a goaltender? Do you look at it as reckless, cool? How do you look when he plays?
He's good at it. I got to give him credit. He's really calm with it, and I mean, he's got assists against me, so I can't knock it. Yeah, just like Soup was saying, we just got to prepare. Like, obviously, two different goalies. Prepare accordingly depending on who's in the net. When that's a forward kind of deal. It's not really me, but he's good at it.
Obviously last year, you come in as goalie 2 behind Bobes. This year, it's you. Just what does that mean to you to kind of have that responsibility heading into the playoffs?
I have that responsibility, but at the same time, like, Goich has only been playing for a little bit of time, but he's proved himself. Like, I know that I have him there to back me up if anything happens. And I mean, even if he does start Friday night, like, he's got confidence. Like, he hasn't, knock on wood, lost a game in regulation yet this year, so it's pretty legit. Yeah.
Fletch, I think I've known him for like 25 years, and he's always maintained that if you put a sumo guy in between the pipes with pads, that no one would be able to score. Tell him why that wouldn't work.
There's a thing called angles, so you could be a really small goalie. If you challenge the puck, you'll be taking up a lot of net. If you're really big and you can't move, it's kind of hard to get across.
But if you cover up the entire net, I could probably cover up almost 2/3 of it right now.
Yeah.
So if Muskie keeps cooking, I might be able to stop everything.
Maybe ask Soup why he's not putting you in the net then, and
He's got banana shorts on. That's hard to top.
That's hard to top.
Yeah.
I do like them, though.
Is your NHL team still in the postseason?
Yeah, they're golfing. No, it's the hat.
So who are you rooting for then?
I like watching good goaltending, to be honest with you. Who am I rooting for? I don't know. There's some good goalies in there. Vasilevsky, Sorokin, Ottinger. There's young guys, older guys in the league, and I don't know. Just like I was watching hockey last night, and it's just a fun environment. Like, you just know that there's just that added pressure, but there's such pros about it, and they're just, I don't know. They're locking down their D zone, and it's just fun hockey to watch. So.
Is there anyone that you would hate to see win a Stanley Cup this year?
No.
Any more questions?
Is there, have you noticed anything different in practice this week?
I definitely think that we're going out with a bit more attention to detail. It's harder reps for sure. Like guys are coming out flying, and but at the same time, like it's still that same work ethic. We just know that we got to work that extra little bit because, you know, third overtime. I don't know who was saying that, but like that could very well be around the corner. So you just know that you got to be ready for every situation.
You always hear the team that doesn't have home ice, and I'm not saying the players say this, but media might be the one, the culprits, but they always, hey, got to get a split, you know, in the first two games. I mean, that's a great theory, but what if you win the first game? That's not a great theory to have then.
Yeah, I mean the goal at the end of the day is to win Friday night. I mean, win your first shift. Like for me, it's to stop the first puck, and after that, stop the next. It's just about doing the little things right, and hopefully at the end of the game you're up one. So yeah, I mean just hope, like the goal is to go in and win Friday night, and then after that we'll take it from there.
I don't know if it was you or Bobak who was in net for game 4 last year.
Bobak, yeah.
Bobak?
Yeah.
Have you been in net for a playoff overtime game?
Personally, nope.
Okay.
No, last year.
I just wanted to ask, and I don't know if you've gotten feedback from anybody about it, but is there any difference in that do or die scenario? Obviously, you have it in the regular season, but there's tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't have that in the postseason. Is there any difference in what you do, or any more anxiety, I guess?
I'm sure that the pressure's there. I mean, we've played quite a few overtimes this year, and you know, I've been lucky enough to be on the winning side of the overtimes, not the shootouts. But yeah, I mean, it's 5-on-5 overtime. I'm not too sure what to expect. I've only played in 3-on-3 overtime, but I'm sure it's a lot more locked down and just looking for your opportunities when they come. And at the end of the day, I just got to stop the next shot in overtime. Like, there's not much I could really do apart from that. So yeah.
So like a game like last night, for instance, or the Bugs Brahmas a few years ago, 3 overtimes. As a goalie, you said you love watching the goaltenders. So you're rooting for like 9 overtimes.
Yeah.
Right? So you probably don't get too excited when there is a third overtime.
It's cool. I mean, I remember watching Columbus versus Tampa. I think it was 5, was it? Yeah. Like, I mean, Vasilevsky, I think, made like 80-something saves. It was just, I was watching that game live, and I was just like, man, like, this is crazy. This is so cool. Just like 2 goalies just battling it out, and, you know, at the end of the day, somebody's going to score. It's the goal of the game. But, yeah, it's just pretty cool. Yeah.
Any more questions? Thank you, Simon.
Thank you, Chet Yoder.
We hope you guys tune in for games 1 and 2 this weekend at the NITEC Sports Center. As always, claws up.